Well, welcome back to another video, and today we will be revisiting Annabelle Comes Home. This is a movie that I have been wanting to revisit for a hot minute. Before we get into the revisiting though, I want to say thank you for all the support. It's crazy that all the support that has been gaining on the channel, all the support, it's mind-blowing to me, so I want to say thank you for all of the support. From July until now, the support has been blowing my mind, and I can't wait to see where I'll be next December, you know. So let's go ahead and so thank you for the support, and let's get into the revisiting. And you know what to do if you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. So Annabelle Comes Home. I have a lot more positives with this movie this go around. I think the first time I was more so nitpicking, and I may be nitpicking again, who knows. I'm that continuity person. No, there's there's continuity in there, but you see what I'm saying later on. The positives that I do like the premise. I think the premise is pretty cool. Annabelle's first night at the Ed Lorraine Warren's museum, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. Because I don't think they should did it the way they did it, but I do like all of the spirits. I do love all the spirits coming, like, rising up, I guess you could say. There's like the ferryman, I think he's called. There's the wedding dress, and then there's a few others. Yeah, love the atmosphere. It's very eerie, gets under your skin, gives you chills. I had chills watching this, which surprised me. Very eerie, good cinematography. It's directed very well. I do have to give it up for the director. He knows how to work a camera, we'll say that. Acting, of course, the acting is really good. The scares are really good. The effects are really good. Overall, pretty solid, well-made film. I like exploring Anna Lorraine Warren. I like exploring the babysitter. I like exploring the daughter. I like exploring this character, Daniela. I like exploring those characters. I will say it, I love this film. I will say I love it, but I'm still in a love-hate relationship. Eventually, yeah, I can see it. I will grow to love this film. I will love this film. As time goes on, definitely will love it. There's so many things I could say that I love about this film. Now, one of my favorite scenes is when there's like Etta Lorraine's daughter is being attacked by Annabelle, and there's like this like camera reel thing. It's like a lamp, but it's shaped like a reel, and it has like a red, green colors. And Annabelle showing all of her forms, is showing the doll form, is showing the Annabelle, the little girl, is showing the form of, you know, the grown woman from part one is showing the form of the demon, which is the actual form. So I think it was a pretty cool scene, the way it was shot, pretty cool. Love the werewolf scene. I was not expecting a werewolf in a Conjuring movie, but there's a werewolf, and I love it. I want more. Actually, like, I would like, that seems so interesting to me, like, a movie about Anna Lorraine Warren investigating, like, a werewolf case. I mean, yeah, give it to me. That sounds interesting. But no matter, I have a lot more positives, as I said. The eeriness, the cinematography, some really good directed scenes. I still have some problems with it, and the first positive is here's the problem. The big problem that I have with this film, and I feel like it's very unnecessary. Okay, why does Annabelle have new powers all of a sudden? Why does Annabelle have new powers where she could conjure up, these demons? That to me was like, here we go, because it's just like, it's not necessary. Like, it's not. Like, why does she have powers now, basically? Yeah, it's a strong, powerful demon, But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I think, the way I would have did it was very simple. Annabelle cannot awaken any demons. She cannot awaken any demons. It's even said in the real life cases of Anna Lorraine Warren. It's said in real life. It's said in the films. If you touch anything in the museum, something will happen. Well, I remember Daniela touching every single thing in the museum, touching, tapping on the glass of Annabelle, which has been said in the real life case. If you tap on the glass, the demons like supposedly attaches to you and like stuff starts happening around you. So I think, me personally, they could have like just did away with Annabelle awakening all these spirits. To me, that was just to draw people in. I don't know. But that was not needed. You could have had just Daniela going in there and touching everything, and that awakens the demons. Yeah, that's kind of simple, but sometimes simple is better, and it helps the film, regardless of any film. But to me, that's what should have been done. I really don't see really no point of, oh, Annabelle has these powers now to awaken all of these demons. That's not how it was in the other Annabelle films, and that's not how it is in the real life case. So to me, that's kind of ridiculous. I would just had Danielle go in there, touching everything that awakens everything. So that's one of the problems that I have with it, and holds it back for me, is why does Annabelle have all these new powers now? And to top it off, the other problem I have with it, which is it's not a big problem, but it is kind of a problem. This is not really a Annabelle film. I will say that. This is not a Annabelle film. When you say, wait, it's Annabelle, she's in it. Annabelle has more screen time in the first one. Even the second one. Annabelle's barely in this. Again, I'm going to say this right now. I love Annabelle. I love Anna Lorraine's museum, this is off topic. I really want to visit the real museum. Really want to visit their real life museum. Really want to visit it. But talking about now, back to the revisiting of Annabelle Comes Home, they just called as Annabelle just because it brings in money. They called it Annabelle because Annabelle is profitable. Be honest with yourself. That's why they did it. They could have called it something entirely different. And again, as I said, I like the premise is really cool. Just these like demons awakening in the Anna Lorraine Warren's house. And I would have left it up to the audience to decide on that. Like, okay, well, this is Annabelle's first time in Anna Lorraine Warren's house. This girl is touching everything, and she lets Annabelle out the case. I would have left it up to the viewers to decide if, is Annabelle awakening these demons, or is it Daniela? Was her touching everything, was that the cause, or was it both of them? Was it both of the causes, Annabelle being brought in, and you know what I mean? I would have left it up to the audience and just say, oh, Annabelle has new powers. So, like, I would have left it up to more of the viewers to decide. Now, back on to what I was saying. I just had to talk about that for a second. Because I just, but yeah, this is not an Annabelle film. It's called Annabelle. It's got Annabelle in it. But I feel like it's got more other demons and more other objects than Annabelle in it. It's my opinion. I don't see the point of calling it Annabelle. There was no point. You could have had Annabelle in it for sure. But I think they just called it Annabelle because Annabelle makes that money at the end of the day. So, I do like this film a lot more, but the main problems I have with it, here's the main problems that I have with it. Forcing that Annabelle can awaken these demons. Didn't like that. You know, like I said, I would have left it up to the viewers to decide. You know, I I would have just left it up to the viewers. You know what I mean? I would have left it up to the viewers to decide. I really don't. I just I just don't prefer, you know, them really calling it, you know, Annabelle Comes Home when it's really not about Annabelle. And can we talk about something really quick? Daniela, the reason why she, you know, basically snooped into the Anna Lorraine Lawrence Museum room was because she wanted to find her father. The biggest problem here for me is the girls. Here's the dumbest thing I've seen. You know, we're not dealing with a slasher movie where you gotta have a dumb character. We're dealing with a supernatural film, haunted house type of film here. The dumbest thing, I'm just that person. Like, if it's the smallest thing in a film that bothers me, it's just going to hold it back for me. There's so many scenes. Go back and watch the film. You see what I'm talking about. There's so many scenes where Daniela feels uncomfortable. You can see her kind of shaking. You see that she's uncomfortable. If she's that uncomfortable, clearly is not your father. Clearly is not your father. You know what I mean? That you just awoken or whatever. It's not your father. To me, that's the dumbest thing. It's not the father. You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of writing that in the script? Oh, when so and so happens, she thinks it's her father. She feels uncomfortable. Why would she feel uncomfortable if it's her father? But as us audience knows, that's not her father. That's the demon disguising. I don't get it. Like, Daniela should have been more of a smarter character, I think. My opinion, she was kind of overused. You know, that's not the word I'm looking for. I love Daniela. I love her as a character. Love her as a character. I would like to see more of her possibly in this franchise. But just the way they executed something, and that's the biggest thing. To me, that's the biggest sin to the character of Daniela, was making her stupid, basically. Because if she's feeling uncomfortable, why don't she just go out the museum and don't go back into the museum? You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of making Danielle stupid? What was the point of making Daniela stupid? I would never know. Like, that's something I would have to ask the writer, because I don't know what was the point of making her stupid. Like, we're not dealing with a slasher movie where, like, one character's gotta be dumb, or, like, two. We're not dealing with that type of situation. So, that is my revisiting for Annabelle Comes Home. I love this film a lot more, but what holds it back for me, the first thing that holds it back is giving Annabelle these new powers or whatever it was. The second thing was just forcing something. And I really don't see the point of just putting Annabelle into the case, because that's what we used to seeing her in. If you know the real case, I would have bought into the real case a little bit. Annabelle was not put into the glass case immediately. Originally, she was put in the wooden chair, and she was kept there for the longest time in the wooden chair. And then they moved her to another like case, but can't talk today. But it wasn't the glass case that we know in real life or the movie. It was a different guy. So I think they should have bought more from the real life thing. So I did that. I love this movie, but like I said, the first thing that holds it back is adding a new layer to Annabelle, which is not needed. It's just there. Making Daniela stupid. That was the point. Making Daniela stupid. What was the point? Giving Annabelle new powers, what was the point? You know, forcing Annabelle into the case, what was the point? Especially when the film, you know, like when the main event's like 1 year later, so what was the point of forcing everything? You know, that's really the only negative, like the biggest problem that I have with it. Oh, and the other problem I have with it's calling it a Annabelle film, when it's more a Ed and Lorraine movie and about their babysitter. I don't see what was the point of calling it Annabelle. I guess they just said, hey, we got to get that, you know, money, so got to call it Annabelle, right? I do love Annabelle Comes Home. I'm gonna say I love Annabelle Comes Home. Love this one, and it's way better than The Nun. The Nun sucks. Get that out of here. I love Annabelle Comes Home. I love this film. This is a film that will grow on me with time. This is a film that, you know, like next month, maybe my favorite Annabelle film. But for right now, I have to give it an 8 out of 8. Like, I'm just that person. You know, the problems that hold it back is giving Annabelle these unnecessary powers that she doesn't have in other films. And, you know, calling it an Annabelle film when it's really not an Annabelle film. Making Daniela stupid. What was the point? And just, you know, but that's just the type of person I am. If it's like one thing or like just a couple and like nitpick things, it's kind of really going to bother me. But that was my review. That was my revisiting of Annabelle Comes Home. If you enjoyed, smack that like button. Please subscribe if you're a first time viewer. Why not hit that notification bell to know when I go live or upload a new video. I upload almost every single day, so would highly appreciate it if you did subscribe if you're a first time viewer. I want you to comment below. Have you seen Annabelle Comes Home? And what do you think of it? I'm very curious to know what are people's thoughts about this film. I love Jared Robertson's take on this film. I love his take on the film. I recommend you go subscribing to him. He has great content. Recommend you go subscribing to him. Great content over there. Go subscribe to Jared Robertson. He has a good take on the film, and I so agree with him. It's not a perfect film. Obviously, for me, why it's not perfect is because giving Annabelle these unnecessary powers or whatever, making Daniela stupid, a few other things here and there you can that I could pick apart. But I do agree with Jared Robertson. It's a okay film. It's not perfect. It's okay. It's there. It's there. You know what I mean? But on a serious note, who agrees with me? This is not an Annabelle film. They called it Annabelle because they needed some money. That's the only reason. I want someone to agree with me. Because I can't be the only person that thinks this. I cannot be. Annabelle had some memorable moments with the lamp scene I was talking about. But really a lot of the awesomer scenes go to more characters that I think we should know about, like the wedding dress or the ferryman and some other ones, like the werewolf. I really want to see that. I really want to see Hannah Lorraine Warren do a werewolf case. That sounds interesting. We haven't had any good werewolf movies in a while, so why not? But that's the thing. This is not an Annabelle film. I really want someone to agree with me. This is not an Annabelle film. Ever how you look at it, I just don't see it as an Annabelle film. I think it's, another film in the Conjuring universe. I don't know what you would have called it, but it's definitely not an Annabelle film. Yeah. If you enjoyed the video, like I said, smack that like button, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you everyone in the next video, and happy holiday season.